golden leaves falling all around. Have you ever seen a lake this still? Sunrise, sunset,
and these colors, for here at Brent, unreal.
Trust me, you don't want to miss the hidden gem.
Stick with us, we are showing every epic corner of Brent.
Alright guys, this time we are checking out another campsite in Algonquin, Brent.
This one's way up on the north side of the park.
From Kiosk, it's already like a 2-hour drive.
And if you are coming from Markham, you are looking at likely 5 hours easy.
You gotta get off Highway 17 and then drive about 40 kilometers on a gravel road.
Yeah, it's pretty remote, not gonna lie.
Brent is also a lakeside campsite.
The water here is super calm.
And the view is really open.
If you come in fall, you have got all the red leaves, look amazing.
This is our campsite right here.
On the map, it looks perfect, close to water, washroom, and the lake. We thought it had been super convenient, but then there were a bunch of cars parked right next to us.
Kinda killed the vibe a bit.
Let's check out the other sites.
One thing though, the sites are very big,
Yeah, lots of space and really good privacy overall.
except sites 16 and 17.
Yeah, those face the parking lot, so less privacy.
Sites 24 to 30 are further out.
You actually have to drive past a small town to get there.
And there's no water source on that side.
You gotta drive back just to get water.
But yo, sites 28 and 29?
Those are nice.
Super private, big space, open view.
Definitely the best pics here.
Here's the campground map.
Only the left side has water access.
And there are only fouls toilets here.
The ground inside is dry though, but on hot days it might smell a bit.
Also no sink inside, but they do have hand sanitizer outside.
For activities, you can swim, fish, canoe, or go boating.
There's also a small store in a nearby town. You can grab supplies there, even rent a boat.
This campground also have free hiking trails. We actually saw some huge wild mushrooms.
But yeah, don't eat those.
One of the trails had info boards about the old railway. Gives you a bit of history.
The railway was found by J.R. Booth back in 1895. Back then, it was mainly used to transport logs. It ran from Ottawa through Algonquin to Depot Harbor. Later, it got bought by different companies, and eventually shut down because of cars and other reasons.
Here, we saw a few buildings.
That used to be Brent Station.
And this road right here, that used to be the railway track.
The third trail is about 8 kilometers from the campground.
There's a lookout point. You can actually see a meteor crater from like 400 to 500 million years ago.
You can even spot it on satellite maps.
And since there's basically no light pollution here, the night sky is insane.
We could literally see the Milky Way with our own eyes. I think this site is massive. All sites are spacious and they are surrounded by trees for privacy. But honestly, our site is not that great. It was a kind of mess. We have to go through the parking lot to get there. And there were no signs to point out where is the site 17. It took us more than 10 minutes to find it out.
Yeah. The map doesn't show there is a parking lot, so we realized it after we arrived. And yeah, those cars block the view and keep the ride.
For a remote campground, there are more people than we expected.
Yeah.
A lot of people were launching or receiving their boat, and those cars stayed overnight at that car park.
Yeah, but we don't know where the guys went.
Maybe they paddle off from this camp to other island?
Maybe. I think this camp isn't really our type. If we didn't been to a kiosk nearby, probably we won't get here. Looking back, we rather choose to stay at Kiosk for one more night.
True.
But the upside is they have a store there. Although it is small, you still can have some surprise like firewood or some food supplies. Even you can rent a canoe there.
That's pretty convenient.
And honestly, there are some great sites like 28 and 29, and they are super peaceful. So it really depends on what kind of campsite you are looking for.
There are lots of signs and boards here. And it's clear they want to highlight that there was a railway in this campsite. The railway used to run through this campsite, and there even was a Brent Station here. But there are nothing left right here. I think it will be more interesting if they preserve some tracks or even a platform right here. At least the railway enthusiasts will come to look about it.
So here is the summary.
If you want to find some spot like this, the real ones, not just IG highlights.
Hit subscribe right now.
Because we are dropping no bullshit camping spot all across Ontario.
Trust me, you don't want to miss the next one.
See you in the next adventure.